Jennifer Igwe, thank you for joining us for another episode of Environment Matters. Now, most times when we discard used items from our homes, for us, we think we've pushed the problem away. But one thing we don't realize is that refuse always ends up somewhere. Most times in the environment, affecting air quality because of pollution, clogging drainage channels, and sometimes we have huge amounts of plastic waste that end up in the marine ecosystem. Today on Environment Matters, we'll be looking at how we can upcycle our waste. Remember this program, some time ago, we talked about recycling. So today, upcycling. Now, what is upcycling all about? You'll be hearing from experts. And we'll be looking at how the circular economy approach to waste management is helping us explore all these areas. So the idea of us extracting raw materials, creating items, using and discarding, causing a nuisance to the environment, all that will be checked in the long run if we adequately explore opportunities in the circular economy approach to waste management. So sit back today and learn. Now, we might not be giving you all the tips, so if you have to become an expert, I think you have to go and learn somewhere. But we'll give you vital tips on how you can upcycle waste in your homes, your environment, and make waste valuable and earn money. So stay tuned.
Try to reuse, recycle what you can, and do your part and give a helping hand. This is our world, oh, this is our earth, oh, this is the place where we belong. This is our home, oh, this is our time, oh, this is the place where we come from.
Used and discarded items may be dim in worth to us, but upcycling can give them a makeover and make them shine with creative worth. And the more we reuse and reduce waste materials, the more we decongest dump sites all around. Upcycling can also be beneficial to the ecosystems and help to greatly improve the environment and economy. Upcycling, also known as creative reuse, is the process of transforming discarded items and other waste materials into new products with artistic and environmental value. It helps to achieve 2 of the 3 R's in waste management: reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Every material has an end of life. You have the cradle to grave. Now, when it gets to that point where you no longer have need for it, you now think about what to do with it, because it's not going to constitute a nuisance in the environment. So that brings in or calls in our creativity. And that is what you have here. Now, in recycling, you must agree with me that the properties of that particular component or waste is changed. But in upcycling, you work with what you have, the waste you have. Now, this is waste tires, and ordinarily you see it on the road. So we just thought about it and we just said, what are we going to do with it? So our creativity was called in, and we started turning it into furniture, beautiful furniture like you've seen here. It's not something that is coming from the moon. It's something you can actually sit down and get yourself together to do. So before somebody now says, oh, how do I import it, how do I do that? The materials are locally sourced. So it now gives you an idea that it is something doable. So we now got the measurement. We now got it perfectly all right, and now glued the body of the tires, and now had to fit in the materials around it. Now, if you want it hard, It could be harder than this if you're not adding enough foam on it. But if you want it very soft, depending on what you want, you could add enough foam on it. Now, these things are now put together, glued together, and this is exactly what you see. Now, you are supposed to work with people who understand this, because it's not something you can sit at home and start trying out. So you need training to really understand how to handle the equipment for it, because you need to perforate. So you must have the appropriate PPEs, when you're working. But at the end of the day, when you're properly trained and you can actually upcycle these things, this is the end product of it. And at the end of the day, it could come as a gift. It could come as something you could use to beautify your house, your office, just as you've seen. So that's exactly what upcycling gives us. So I wouldn't say it is better than recycling. But why a lot of people move to upcycling is it brings out your creative juices. You could create a lot of things from it without actually using so many machines to achieve that. So that is why a lot of people would want to go into upcycling and have it done. And at the end of the day, when you see it, it brings up some air of comfort to you. And at the end of the day, people could see what you can actually do with waste without spending so much money.
Like if you upcycle used tires,
yes,
for instance, or in PET bottles, in the long run, do you also end up as waste?
Yeah, you see, it's
after you're done using them.
Yes, you see, it's one thing about waste. It is where it ends with you is where it starts with another person, and we call it feedstock. So for me, if I'm done with this, some other person could have need for it, as a feedstock for another thing the person wants to do. So the material keeps going. So for me, I don't have any need for it. Oh, I'm tired of this particular furniture. Now somebody will say, oh, well, thank you. I would need to recycle it to something else. Then off I go with that. Yeah, so that is how it happens. So you don't really say, oh, that this is waste and it's ended with you. Where it ends with you, it starts from the next person. That's the beauty about waste.
Upcycling is crucial in creating a circular economy, as what would have ended up as waste materials can be reused over and over again. Experts say to better explore the gains of circular economy, manufacturers need to re-strategize and ensure that products are designed and produced in ways that they can be upcycled. Another crucial benefit is that greenhouse gas emissions responsible for global warming and climate change are prevented and reduced.
There are a lot of calculations made for circular economy to reduce emissions. So on mitigation, on reducing carbon footprint, circular economy can make changes. Another way of looking at it is reducing the cost of healthcare implications. For example, when we dump all of our plastics into the environment, we are already eating microplastics from the fish we catch in the ocean. There's already more fish in the lagoon in Lagos and more plastic in the lagoon in Lagos than probably there is fish. And those things are all environmentally costly for our health, for our bodies. So for a population to become truly vital and economically productive, you need to also look at sustainability factors, and circular economy can play a role in that. Circular economy might sound a bit like a cherry on the top or a side conversation that we can have, but it's actually part of the core of an economy. When you look at making an economy more efficient, when you look at creating more jobs, when you look at business models and policies for a country, making things circular not only makes wins for the environment, but also creates economic prosperity and jobs. The United Nations Environmental Programme has calculated that for the continent of Africa, there's a $3 trillion industry that can be tapped into with circular economy prospects. There are whole reports written about this, and moving from linear of sourcing, making products in factories and then dumping them aside, letting them waste in dump sites, it's not an efficient way to organize your economy.
A circular economy, as described by the United Nations Environmental Assembly, is one of the current sustainable economic models in which products and materials are designed in such a way that they can be reused, remanufactured, recycled, and recovered. This is still Environment Matters. Now, we all know that Lagos State, for instance, has banned the use of styrofoams and single-use plastics. Although right now some supermarkets still sell with polythene bags, you still get them in the market, but soon you won't see people selling with polythene bags. And we've always encouraged you on this program to go to the supermarkets, to the stores with bags from your home. So you can also make yours, guess what, using the cover of PET bottles, okay, and even the rings. You can make a small portable bag like this, and if you want the size bigger, you can also do that. We might not give you all the tips. You have to go and learn that. But today we have experts that will give you vital tips on how you can achieve something meaningful for yourself and that can help you go do your shopping without using single-use plastics. For instance, I want to make a bag like this. Where do I even start?
It's very simple. The first thing you do is, you made mention of getting your bottle covers, which is the PET bottle covers. Then you get your equipment, which is a knife, and you simply cut through the covers to make sure it is well smoothing. Then we also make use of the twine that you use to wrap it up. This is a very good sample of that.
So how do you
get a twine, cut it up to the size that you want.
Okay.
With a glue.
Okay. So after cutting
the top,
cutting like a circle. Okay.
Yes. Then you put this in between. Then wrap it up.
Okay. Okay.
In and out. In and out.
Okay.
You could see it's actually very simple. Kids from primary schools who come here to learn this handcraft.
Okay, so they'll do this process until they
get enough.
You achieve this.
Yes.
Okay, and as many as possible.
As many as possible.
Okay.
There's measurement for each bag, each sizes that you want.
Okay.
Yes.
So after that process, what do I now do?
Then you put them in place according to the colors you want.
Okay.
You know, you will get different colors. You put them in place according to the colors, and you use glue to put them together. So it's actually glue that is holding this together.
Glue.
Yeah, so the glue is the final point of joining them together. Let's say this is our covers. After getting this, you now place them according to the sizes that you want. If you want 4 in each row, you place them this way. Then you use the glue to tag each point that is connected. That will hold every point together. So after that, you will just put them in position and glue the edges. You can see this point. The bag is made up of different points. The sides, the 2 areas, and beneath it. Also, the handle is made up of the same twine, but you can see this is a bit stronger. So it's made from the edges out, because we are making use of the edges. You could use your knife or scissors. So you see, this is what we use to make this handle.
Okay. Then you still use that same process of
wrapping it up with the
this
twine. You just get. You remember we said you use glue to do everything. So the first point you put a glue there, then you wrap it up.
Okay.
You can see.
Okay.
So down to the edge where you want it to stop, then that is how you get your handle done on the. So it depends on your specifications, how you want it, the sizes, and the beauty you want to come out of it. That is the upcycling that we're talking about. Yeah. And also from this part, from the plastic, you can also make, this is our interlock tiles. Yes, we make interlock tiles out of it as well. You just need to melt it to a certain degree that you want. We do it in two forms. You have the hard one and the soft one. The hard one, it's those ones you mix with sand, and it's as good, it's even better than the conventional interlock tiles that we have. It lasts over 100 years, and because you know plastics take time to decay. Yes, so that is why.
So you made this from.
This is from PET bottles.
Wow.
Yes, and you can also use nylon as well. The single-use polythene bags that they are driving out of that is.
They're trying to phase out. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, you also do this. So it depends on what you want. Aside that, also this also is made out of the covers, the PET covers. This is being used as a bin.
Okay.
Yes. You could use it as a bin in your offices. You could use it as a carrier. Put your pen and other things inside your office accessories. So you can use it as a flower vase as well, because you can see there are spaces in between where water can drain out and a lot. So it is multi-purpose, depend on what you want to use it for. So it's all made out of the PET covers.
Okay, but how long will it take? How many hours will it take me to achieve this? Or how many minutes will it take me to achieve this?
Actually, it will take you, depends on the size that you want to make. If you are making this size, it took us 2 hours.
Okay.
Because of the twist and turn and the making of this point.
Okay. Now you have an idea what you can do with the cover of PET bottles and even the ring. So time now for us to join Zainab Adam in Maiduguri for more on recycling and upcycling.
These waste materials were gathered from trash cans and dump sites from various locations in the state. They include used plastics, water sachet, polythene bags, bones, and empty cartons. People walking by might be curious and pondering what these children, youths, and men are doing at a dump site at 4 p.m. with sacks in their hands. The young boys are sorting out biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste materials, which are packed and weighed in kilos to determine their value for onward packaging to Kano, Aba, and other parts of the country. Samaila Abdullahi, a plastic seller among them, says sorting out waste and selling them is a sustainable business that helps them earn a living and keep the environment clean.
We give some children wheelbarrows to get the waste for us, and we will in turn sort them out. It is through this business some of them sponsor their education.
The sound of a crushing machine welcomes you to Borno State Plastic Industry, Bubblers, Plant B, located at Pompomari. They also process PPE raffia materials, which are used in producing sacks, kettle, jerrycans, and other products. A number of recycling initiatives are in place here pertaining to various plastic-related products, such as production of shopping bags, chairs, tables, and other items.
We had a meeting with Bosepa the other time. We said we need their assistance or their help, and they have been trying. And also we made some sensitization to people in the town. We received collections from these pure water manufacturing companies. All these pure waters you have in the town, we have our vendors who go to them to collect in bulk. There are some scavengers. They scavenge in hotels, restaurants, and all what have you. So under them also they have some units. They have their own young people who will be collecting for them. Then they scale it. When they scale also up to the time that it reach our own level, then they take it to the company. We scale it. How many kg material did they bring? We then multiply it, give them the money. They go back to the business. We don't pay all of them at the same cost. Like the ones that comes from this pure water company, the price varies. The ones they scavenge, the price varies. And the one that some, you will see it very dirty, the price is different. So now, because of the economic challenges, we buy it from 15 naira per kg, 60 naira per kg, maximum of 70 naira if it is a very good one.
We want people to cooperate with us in cleaning the environment, and this waste to wealth initiative is in place to reduce poverty.
Lack of energy is a challenge affecting the recycling initiative. To address this, the state government has adopted a public-private partnership to make recycling and waste management sustainable in the state. The Northeast Development Commission has recently organized a week-long training on climate change awareness and adaptation, waste management, recycling, watershed management, energy efficiency, among others, for participants across Borno State towards protecting the environment.
Some team were shouldered with the responsibility of drawing a roadmap on how to work on recycling plant. And the reason for citing of recycling plants is to reduce unemployment. Then two is about cleanliness of the environment we're living around.
Continuous advocacy on waste management and disposal, bearing in mind safety tips and sustainability, will be a plus for the well-being of all in a safe environment.
Pangolins are facing a crisis. They are the most trafficked mammals in the world. Over 1 million have been sold illegally since 2000. Pangolins may disappear forever if we don't protect them now. Say no to illegal pangolin trade and report wildlife crime. Keep them wild and keep us safe.
Thank you, Zainab. Now, I know someone who says that when he moves around and he sees plastic bottles, he's thinking of different things he can create. Have that mindset as well. So until next week, when another episode of Environment Matters comes your way, I am Jennifer Igwe, and like I always say, stay green and think green.